Hi, everyone. I just got a request to go over some things that might help us all release tension in our neck and shoulders. So we're going to start with a little bit of work from the Franklin method, which should be really helpful, and it's quick and easy to do. So that's also great. You can do it even while you are sitting at your desk, officially on Zoom, but maybe have the screen black, or if you don't care, have the screen on. So the first thing is, let's just start, rub the hands together like your hands are two sticks of kindling and you're trying to start a fire. So you're gonna rub them together really fast. And as you do so, image that your sparks are flying out of your hands, and you'll feel your hands start to get warmer, start to burn a little bit from the friction, but then also from the energy points in your hands moving against each other. So you can think of it from the physical body, you can think of it from the energetic body, whatever you want. And then after you sort of really build up a nice little sweat here, you can take the hands and cup them as if you're holding something very precious inside your hands. And I imagine here that I'm holding a little ball of fire, a fireball that's spinning inside my hands, and I can feel the heat from the ball move from one hand to the other and through that whole space. Now from here, you pull the hands slightly apart and see where you can take the hands where they're still aware of each other. You still feel that heat between the hands. And then you close your hands in again. So now you're going to intensify the heat as the hands come closer together. And then as you pull the hands apart, think of that fireball growing larger and starting to spin a little slower. The flames are still licking at your fingers, licking at your wrists, looking at your palms. And then as you close your hands around that ball, it's going to start spinning faster and burn more intensely. And just do that one more time. So you open that space, you open the size and the shape of the fireball to a larger one, and then you condense it, you compress it, and pull it together. Now we'll take the hands on either side of your neck. And now think of that energy still there, and it's ricocheting from one hand to the other through your neck muscles, through all the structures in your neck. And you think of it almost like teasing it apart. And I often let my eyes go back and forth from the right to the left, as if they're tracking the energy flow from the right hand to the left and back again. You know how it is if you do a cannonball into a pool and the waves go to one side of the pool, then ricochet over to the other side and back and forth continuously. So that's the feeling of this, the energy stream moving through your neck, teasing it open, helping it relax with the heat of your hands, the warmth of your hands, the energetic conduction that's happening right here between your hands back and forth. And then when you lower the hands down, you want to see if that feels a little more relaxed and released. Move your head easy. Next from here, we're going to take your right hand to your left shoulder and have the thumb right up against the edge of the neck. The palm of the hand and the fingertips are going to grab hold of the muscle right here. This is your trapezius. And so your fingertips are right along the edge of the scapula. It's called the spine of the scapula. It's a bony ridge. And it's high by the shoulder and it drops down towards the spine. But the muscle here is what you're going to grab, and you're going to grab hold of it. So you push in with your hand and then lift the shoulder up and squeeze that muscle like you're squeezing a wet sponge dry. And then as you release the shoulder down, you gradually open the hand on top of the shoulder. I'm going to move a little closer so you can see this. So my hand is right on top of the shoulder here. My thumb's against my neck. And I'm pulling in. I'm moving the heel of my hand and the fingers towards each other to grab hold of the muscle. And I lift the shoulder up as high as I can towards my earlobe. And then as I let it sink, I'm opening the hand and then gently pressing down on the muscle to lower the blade down, to lower the arm down and release. The imagery from this is pretty specific. We're going to think of reaching your hand deep into a pail of water and grabbing a wet sponge that's just sodden, soaking wet at the bottom of the pail. And then you pick it up in your hand. And as you lift it up, once the sponge breaks the surface of the water, you squeeze harder and you can picture the water streaming out of the sponge back into the ground. And the sponge becomes lighter and crisper in your hand. And then you're going to take that sponge and you're going to dip it into a fresh pail of water. nice clean water, whatever temperature you like. It could be scented even if you like that. And as the sponge drops into the water, it starts to like sway a little bit from side to side. Do you know how things like fall through water as they settle down into the base of the river, the base of the pool? And you're going to grab it again and then pick it up once more. So pick it up, squeeze it dry. The dirty water streams out of it. And then we're going to release it back into a fresh source of water, a fresh pail of water. So the sponge gets heavier as it goes down and gets more filled with water into all the little crevices. The sponge is now darker in color, heavier in weight, and it rests on the bottom of the pail. Your hand reaches in again. We're going to pick it up one more time. So let's grab hold of it and lift it. Remember to lift the shoulder blade up, lift the arm up as you let it rise. And then as you squeeze it dry, you picture the water streaming out of the sponge. It's like gray water, right? And it goes into the earth to be cleansed and returned in a fresher position. And then we're bringing this down. Press lightly onto that shoulder with your hand and then release. And now you should be able to see there's a difference in the shoulders, both in the height and also the position. So the one that I just released has fallen backwards a little bit and also dropped down about an inch. And the other one is pulled up and more forward. Can you feel that in your own bodies? Yes, right? And maybe if you're close to your camera, you can see that in the screen. So now if you lift both arms up, they should feel very different, right? The one that you worked on has more mobility. The other one feels a little stuck and doesn't have the same range of motion. And then if you circle them, you can still feel like this one feels lighter and looser and the other one feels a little heavy and stiff. So we're going to take care of that and do the same thing on the other shoulder. Now we're taking the hand to the opposite shoulder, grab hold of it, and you're going to dig your fingers in along the bone, along the edges here. So bone often builds up and is like heavier and sturdier right at a place where big muscles connect. And so these, like your neck muscles, come down and connect into this part of your scapula. So we're going to release it and then we're going to grab the muscle, pick it up and squeeze it dry. And then let it fall gently, slowly, softly down. The sponge gets heavier as it goes past the water's edge and into the water. As it goes deeper into the pail, it gets heavier, darker, sinks faster. And then we're coming up again. So you're going to grab it and lift it. Squeeze it dry here. And then go ahead and release it on down. Melt it down slowly. Feel it soften as it spreads. And we'll lift again. Now you could also use an image. I use this for myself because I have cats. I like them. I've always had them. And I had the opportunity of having one of my cats delivered a litter of kittens in my bedroom at one point when I was a teenager, right behind the chair in the window. And I walked into the room when they were still very, very young. And my cat Liz had picked up each kitten one at a time by the scruff of their neck and carried them over onto my bed and placed them on the pillow. So the mother cat could come down and grab hold of the kitten by the scruff of their neck. They hold onto the nuchal ligament, which means that the kitten relaxes immediately but doesn't feel any fear, tension, or stress. They just relax immediately and they hang limp from their mother's mouth. And then the mama cat took the cat up, placed it in a safer place that she liked better, where the kitten would be more relaxed and happier. And then she went back for the next one. So you could use that image if you get tired of the sponge, but either work. Actually, the cat one doesn't work if you don't like cats. So, and then bring it on down. But that's the thing about imagery, it's very personal for the people who use it. And let's do one more. So you lift the shoulder, you squeeze it dry, or you let the kitten hang from its mother's mouth. And then she's going to place it down gently onto the pillow and it snuggles in, starts to purr, waits for the next kitten to arrive. All right. And then bounce your shoulders. Let's check this out. So they're even now. Your neck should feel elongated and it should feel freer. So that's just one of the things that's a good thing to do for your shoulders and neck. And of course, let's take it now onto your roller. If you don't have a roller, I'm not going to pull mine out. I'm just going to lay on the back and do some of the arm work here. that's a more Pilates exercise driven series to open up your chest. So if you're on the roller, be sure that your tail is supported and your head is supported, at least on the occipital ridge. And when you lay down, the knees will be bent, your feet directly in line with the hip joint, and your feet are grounded, heel, ball of big toe, ball of pinky toe, forming like a triangle underneath each foot. You'll open the arms out to the side and let the arms sink down, the palms to the ceiling, the fingers open wide to stretch out the palm, and you let the back of the hand rest on the floor. I'm elevated here on my Pilates equipment, my Cadillac, and so my hands are drifting down lower, similar to what it's like if you're on a roller. From here, rock a little from side to side. If you're on a roller, if not, just stay and lengthen out through your fingertips. If you are on the roller, you'll feel your armpit and your hip go down on one side of the roller and then on the other side. Picture your body curving around, taking on the shape of the roller as you lay on it. And in either case, whether you're on the roller or not, picture your shoulder blades sinking into the ground beneath you. Your weight is heavy across your pelvis. You're floating the waist off the roller, off the ground, and your neck is floating too, suspended here like a suspension bridge, while the skull is rested and heavy on the ground. Now come back to center and we lift the arms. We're going to embrace the air above us. So hug the people you love, gather them in, and then go ahead and as you exhale, pull the arms open, slowly release them. We're always sorry to see them go, but you know, people have things to do, and so do you. And then let's embrace coming up. Hug everyone here, and then exhale and release. Stretch it out. Go long through the fingertips. Let the hand rest on the ground. And we lift again. You can imagine you're breathing in so deeply, you're pulling the air out of the atmosphere, creating a vacuum. The arms get pulled up into that vacuum. And then as you exhale, open your mouth, breathe out slowly. You're emptying the lungs. And the air filling the space above you pushes the arms aside and down into the ground onto the floor. And one more like this. Inhale, the arms can float up like the hands are filled with helium. And then as you exhale, imagine the helium just sliding out of your hands so the arms start to sink and they float down to the ground until they rest. Next, we lift the arms straight up to the ceiling. They're the width of your chest, the palms face in. And we're doing shoulder blade protraction and retraction. So as you reach the hands up, pull the shoulders off the roller, off the ground, and then exhale and let the blades sink down. And inhale, the arms rise. Try to imprint your fingertips into the ceiling above you, and then exhale. Feel the weight of your scapula sinking into the ground. If you were on sand, you'd be making an indentation in the sand. And then we float away. Your arms reach up. Now with this, the chest narrows. And then as you let the blades fall into the earth, your chest will widen, the collarbones will spread across your chest. And inhaling, going up, the chest narrows, but the back widens. And then as you lower the blades down, the back narrows and the chest broadens here. Now inhale, turn the palms forward, and exhale, lengthen the arms long at your side, reach out towards your heels with your fingertips. And we inhale to lift the arms up to 90 degrees, and exhale, take the arms behind you. Stretch them back. Now, when you stretch them, ideally for Pilates, we're thinking the ribs are grounded. We're not arching the back additionally. Reversing, bring the arms forward, point the fingers to the ceiling, weight in the shoulder blades, and exhale, glide the arms forward and lengthen them at your side. And we do that again. Arms rise. And then exhale, take the arms back, stretch back here. And then bringing the arms forward again. Heavy, heavy blades, and exhale, glide the arms down. They move in perfect unison. One more. So the arms mirror each other as they lift. So from the side, it looks like you have one arm maybe. Take them back, reach behind you, and then bring them up, and then forward and down. Exhale the air out of your body. The belly sinks to the spine. Now from here, we'll take your hands to your shoulders, pull your bent elbows in by your waist, and we're lifting the elbows up. Exhale, circle out, around, down, and in. So when you're doing this, you have a couple of options. One is to keep the shoulder blades quiet and still and move the arm bone on the shoulder joint. That joint is like vertical here because you're laying on your back. And your humeral head, the end of that upper arm bone, just rolls on the surface. Or the second option is you're going to actually move the shoulder blades. So as you pick up the elbows, lift the blades, pull them down around the roller, and just really shrug the shoulders as you do the circles. And that feels completely different. You'll get a little bit more release in the upper back and probably in the neck as well. Pull the arms back and let's reverse. So we're circling the arms out, back, forward, and up, and then down again. And you can choose whichever variation worked better for you. You might hear some crackling, right? As like some of the connective tissue like gets stretched and then releases, or, maybe the bone starts fitting better into the joint. Things might shift in your body as you do this, as things start to let go. If there's no pain, don't worry about it. Obviously, if there's pain, we stop and rethink this. And then complete the circle, and we take the arms forward and lengthen the arms long at your side, parallel to the roller, parallel to your spine. And now full arm circles. The arms go up and back. And then you circle them wide and around. Palms stay to the ceiling as you bring your hands down. I need a little more space. So we take the arms up and back, yawn your body open to the ceiling, and then stretch the arms wide. This is exactly like you're doing snow angels in the snow. You take the arms back, and then you sweep the arms out into your angel wings and keep reaching here. Make your wings larger, more beautiful, stronger. One more. Up with the arms, press them back. You keep the same arch in your spine no matter where you are in the movement. And let's reverse it. So palms to the ceiling. Your arms circle back now as they go past your shoulder. Lift the arms a little bit higher off the ground. That will prevent your back from arching. And then bring the arms down parallel. Press them into the floor and you circle again. Reaching out. And then exhale and dive them forward. You can even picture that this pumping action of the arms, once they come forward and down, helps press the air out of your lungs. As the lungs start to empty, the arms lower. One more. Stretch here and dive the arms forward again. All right. So slide off the roller if you're on it. And then everyone just actually come up for a second, roll up to sitting. And let's just see if that feels better in your neck and your shoulders. Hopefully it does. And just one more thing while we're here. Exactly. I see some people already doing it. It's like a natural reaction to that. We're taking the hands on your thighs, and then we're lifting the chest and looking up to take the upper body into thoracic extension. And then you're going to lower your gaze. It comes across the ceiling, down the wall to the horizon, and your heart lowers too. So I'll do this from the side. So as you come up, you lift the chest, it expands. You feel your blades knit together and fall down towards your tailbone. You might stretch the front of your throat here and then exhaling, coming out of it. The line from your jaw to your tailbone knits together, so the back will lengthen. And let's do that once more. Coming up. Now notice we're not leaning back, like the angle at the hip stays the same. Only the upper back falls backwards behind you as you lift the rib cage up, as you lift the chest up, as you lift the heart up, as you lift the eyes up, and then exhale, returning back to a neutral position. If your neck feels sensitive there, you can always do this with your hands behind your head to arc here and then come out. It is a little bit more weight, a little more load away from center, so it'll be harder to keep your lower back vertical. I could feel that when I did that. All right, so hopefully that helped. That was great. All right, so we're gonna go right back into hundreds now. So starting with your knees bent, hands to the back of your thighs, lift up, widen across the collarbones, look ahead, then you look down and you curve the tail up to roll the spine down. We're only going down part way, right? We're gonna go to the ribs, we're gonna go to the tip of the blades and stay there. Pull your legs into your chest, close them together, extend them up to your working level and stretch the arms forward. We pump, inhaling, 5 beats, and exhaling 5 more beats. Match up your feet, work the legs together like you're trying to squeeze the calves together, the thighs together, even though they don't touch. Your gaze stays onto your abdominal wall. Look towards your navel, and as you inhale, watch the whole belly expand. It lifts and goes sideways, opening in all dimensions. And then as you exhale, pull the navel down and deep. You're pressing your waist into the mat also. You stay up here, the energy forward through your fingertips, forward through your legs, As you start to warm up, you might take the legs lower and keep lengthening them out. Your knees should really be straight. If it's too much for your back, lift the legs again. You only go where it works for your body. And then we fold the knees in, hug them in, lay your head down, and we can lower the feet, rock the knees to one side, the arms open, turn your head in the opposite direction, pull the knees and the nose to the ceiling, and then look away from your knees. As they fall to the side, you look away. And we do that again. Actually, this also is great for opening the chest, and that in itself will ease the neck. But right now too, we're rotating the neck here. We're rotating the cervical spine, and it needs that. Don't force it, but just let it go where it wants to go. And then coming back to center, we'll slide the legs forward for roll up. If you're using a TheraBand for your legs, that's a great option. And we can lift the arms up to the ceiling. Also, hand weights make it easier for you to rise. So we start to bring the arms forward, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, exhale, and pull up through the head, the shoulders fall. And as you dive over your legs, you can bend your knees, soften them a little bit to bring yourself as far forward as you can and enjoy the stretch. And now we press long through the legs and we start to roll back. The tail rises through the thighs, the arms at whatever level works for you. You want to control your descent to the ground 1 inch, 1 vertebra at a time. Go all the way back and stretch the arms behind you. Reach back and feel the length in your rib cage, in your waist. And we come up again. Exhale before you need it, because you want to carry it through without having a big struggle to lift your body off the ground. Dive your head out. Imagine your halo reaching out between your toes. And then we roll it back again here. Make your spine as curved as you can by lifting the tail until you get down to the base of the ribs. At that point, when the ribs touch, you can lower the tail down and your spine starts to flow back into its natural S curves, resting on the mat. Let's just do one more of these. Coming up with the arms, lift your head, exhale, pull yourself up, the shoulders float down. And as you dive over, the blades start to widen on your back and come around to the front of your chest. And if you go low enough, you'll even feel the shoulders start to slide up towards your neck and your earlobes. And then, however, on the way back down, as you start to roll back, the blades start to slide down your back, and then they're going to narrow in towards your spine, come all the way down, and circle the arms around. And now for the single leg circles. You can also use your TheraBand here. I'm not today. We're going to pull the right leg into your chest, pull it tight, and stretch the left leg away. Your hand on the hip would help you find a deeper stretch. And then we lift the right leg up to the ceiling, soft point through the foot. If you're in the band, the elbows are at your waist and slide them forward to move the shoulders away from your ears. And we point, we circle. Inhale across the body and exhale, go as low as you can out to the side without destabilizing the left side of the pelvis. And circle again, short inhale and a long exhale. You're rotating the leg on the joint surface. So the leg turns internally here as it crosses over. It's neutral as it passes the other leg. It's externally rotated as it goes out to the right. And we bring it up in neutral again. 2 more. Keep pushing the leg further and further out into space. So if you're using the band, you're going to press into the band. If you're not, press into the air around you. Come all the way around. The body is grounded, heavy. Lift the leg and reverse. Left side is pushing into the floor as you pull the right leg away. Bring the leg low, across the body, and lift it. 1 breath per circle. You want the shortest inhale and the longest exhale you can manage. That'll help strengthen your low abdominal muscle, your transverse abdominis that runs across your body. It will also help bring your nervous system arousal down, right? Which a lot of us need to deal with, stress, tension, due to our special circumstances these days, right? Coming around and then lifting the leg up. And let's do one more. Get heavier on the left side, the further the leg moves to the right. And then draw it around and lift it on up. That's good. And then we can pull that leg in, hug it tight once more. And then take the band off if you're using it and release that leg forward and down. Shake out your legs. And you should feel that whole right side has dropped a little heavier into the ground. And we'll pull the left leg in, bend the foot if you're doing that. And then lift the foot up to the ceiling. You could do like a little point and flex if you wanted. And we circle now. So we're taking leg across the body, leave the left hip on the mat, circle out around and pick it on up. and reach again. Circling here. Remember, deep but short inhale and a long, slow exhale. Try to feel that you're lengthening both legs, not just the one that you're working, but also the one that's on the ground. We'll complete the circle, pause at the top, and now reverse. Inhale, away from center, right side is sinking into the floor. You're going to drag that leg across the body, lift it, and start the inhale again. The longer the exhale, the more sort of dead air that you're going to pull out of your lungs, right? We're looking for that fresh inhale as you breathe in fresh air, and then we're going to exhale out all the toxins from the body with that exhalation. One final circle. You're going long through the leg, pull it up, lift it, stretch the back of the leg, and then fold the knee into your body. And now we're rolling forward and up for rolling like a ball. You can pull both knees in and then rock forward to lift, center yourself on your mat, and we can hold on to the shins. Remember, easier, you'd hold on to your thighs, rock back onto your sacrum. If your back needs extra padding, you could always put a towel behind it. And we lift the tail to roll back onto your shoulder blades and exhale to come up to your balance point. Keep looking down into the navel. You try to imagine yourself inside one of those large balls that you see at the gyms, or you might even own yourself, called stability balls. So imagine your elbows push out wide. That allows your shoulder blades to move sideways and your ribs to fall backwards, increasing the curvature of your spine. So you're more ball-like in shape. One more. And then we're going to move into the ab series. So right hand on right ankle, left hand on right knee. As you go back slowly, find your best upper curl and shoot the left leg out long. You can pull the right knee in tight to your body. And now inhale, we switch the legs. Legs move forward and back like pistons. They go straight out of the socket. They pull straight into your chest. You're connecting with your hands to keep yourself activated through your abdominal wall, particularly the upper abs, so that you can stay lifted into this upper ab curl, but also the lower abs because they have to work to support your spine against the weight of your legs as they move. Let's pull that left leg in and bring the right one to meet it. Double leg lower lift is next. Arms and legs reach up to the ceiling. They can go away from each other, and then you circle the arms around, embrace your legs. Keep looking at your belly, and then you stretch everything away. My cat Julie came to see what we're doing, and let's do that again. Reaching here. Exhale. Remember, the angle of the arms and the legs are dependent on your ability to stay safe in your back. So you want to be sure that this is working for you. Take it higher if it's too much load. And then we're going into scissors. Right leg up, left leg reaches forward. We switch the legs. Both hands reach high on the ankle. The elbow should be straight, as are the legs when they lower. If you're tight in the hamstring, the knee might be bent. And that's fine as long as you're feeling the stretch in the back of the leg. We're going to rest after this exercise is done. We just have one more set to go. You can always rest when you need to, however, right? And then let's lift both legs up. Take your hands behind your head. Fold the knees, rest down. Okay, and then here, just maybe do a little rocking. Turn your head side to side. Maybe the knees go in opposition. Or you can always just like let the knees fall into each other, making like a pyramid shape out of your legs. That'll give you a nice little stretch in the back. All right, moving through the ab series. We're coming up now for double leg lower lift. So use your hands, come up to your best upper ab curl. Hands support your skull, pull the head up, pull the elbows forward and down, and lift the legs to the ceiling, soft point. And you reach the legs forward and down. Only go where your abs can support your back, and then exhale and lift the legs up to the ceiling. And that will vary. Like it might be a quarter of an inch. It might be like a lot lower, but you're only going where you feel that you are secure and your back isn't arching when you take those legs down. You'll feel as the legs go down, you'll feel this lower abdominal wall really tense up. That's good. It's holding the body in the same spinal position. So you reach it away, you stretch out through the legs, you exhale, lift, and again, tight hamstring people, the knees might be bent at the top. Try to straighten them as you reach them out. And then you lift the legs. We'll do one last one. The nice thing is the neck is getting a little bit of a break here. And then we'll rotate to the right. Pull the right knee in, spiral up and around, switch your legs and come around, spin to the left. You're pulling your chest forward, armpit to the inner knee. And the legs here again work like pistons. This was the same leg action we used in the first of the ab series, the single leg stretch. We've just added a lot more oblique abdominal work to it with the twist and the curve forward. We're going to end twisting to the left, fold everything in, lay it down. Great. And now we rock forward and up for spine stretch. So you can take your hands to your legs or just bring the arms up, roll forward, and then you open the legs a little wider than your hips, probably still about the same width as your mat. And you can elevate your hips up on a book, on a yoga block, on a pillow, whatever you need to if your hamstrings are tight, because you want to be sure that as you sit upright, you have a little natural arch in your back right here. So arms extend forward. We push the arms down to lift the chest up. The collarbones are wide. And then look down off the horizon, look down the midline of your chest, and then you dive forward. That leads the way. As you go forward, you pull the spine over and down, and then press through your legs, and we come all the way up. Rising here, floating the chest up, and then look down again. Round the back, stretch it out, press into your legs, and you lift. Exhale all the way over. Imagine your back spreading like a blanket around you, warming you up and making you feel safe and cozy. And then you press down as you rise. You're looking out at the horizon with a soft gaze. One more. Exhale completely. Come all the way over. And let's stay here. Just feel that stretch. Check that your shoulders haven't come up by your earlobes. Let them relax down. Just thinking of winding the collarbones will help you with that. And then from here, we're coming upright. And since we did all the neck release things at the beginning, we're going to skip a whole bunch of things and just cherry pick our way through the series. So I think here, while people may still be sitting on a yoga block or not, we're just going to close the legs together for spine twist. So you'll sit upright, legs are together, feet are flexed if you can. Extend the arms out and slightly in front of your collarbone. You look forward, you press the arms down and you float the chest up, and we rotate to the right. Twist and pulse 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Lift to center. And as you rotate here, your body melts down a little bit as you pulse 3 times. Back to center and again to the right. Spinning around your own central axis. Center here and then to the left. And if you feel like you're not getting enough work, you can always take your hands to your head and then really rely on the waistline to do the rotation for you, not the arms. It's amazing. Even when I think I'm not cheating, I actually am doing a little bit of that. So this is a great way to really put it back in the core where you want it. Try to keep the legs steady so that one foot doesn't slide in front of the other one. So it's like your feet are up against a wall. As you do this, your pelvis stays grounded and level. One more time to the left. And then from there, it's a good idea to take the arms out and see if you can still feel that work in the abdominal wall to twist and bring you around. And back to center. Let's lower that down. Good. So from here, open the legs. We're still elevated up with your hips, if that's where you had chosen to be earlier, for our saw. So now the arms go out, and we rotate to the right, bring the back of the left hand to the outside of the leg, and you dive and you rotate. You look up and back over your shoulder, and then coming upright, unwind and spiral in the other direction. And we center again, and here we go, diving over and lengthening out. Coming upright, center and spin, stretching it out, reaching it long. And coming up, center, and let's do one more set. The arms pull away from each other, try to lengthen through every single fingertip. One hand pulls away from the other one, and maybe even think of lengthening across your collarbones when you do that. The opposite hip is pressing into the ground. And we lift come center, and lower the arms down. Good. From here, close the legs, and we'll roll onto your side facing the camera for some side kicks. You prop yourself up on your elbow and pull that elbow in towards your waist. The legs are forward, maybe 30 degrees away from the line of your spine. Look straight ahead. Hand pressing in front of your chest is easiest. More difficult, eventually the hands support your head. And so from here, we pick the top leg up, flexing the foot, and inhale, you slide the leg forward, reach out through the heel, and you pulse 1, you pulse 2, you pulse 3, point the foot and take the leg back, and you open the hip, you use your glutes, and you press into the ground to wherever you touch to hold your body stable. 3 pulses and flex to come forward. Lengthen out through the back line of your leg, and then you're opening the hip, stretching across the quad and getting into the deep hip flexor muscle, your psoas. 1 more. The bottom leg presses into the ground to help hold you stable, hold you balanced on your sideline, and then you reach this back. Come back to center, lower the leg, we rotate externally. Point the foot to lift the leg up, flex the foot to close it on down. Point and the legs drag open, and then they squeeze tight. Think about a bridge here. You're lifting it up, and then you're lowering it down. And now reverse the foot. Flex to go high, and point to stretch long and low. 2 more like that. The leg stays in a little external rotation. The body stays stacked on its side. 1 more. Kick it up high, point and reach it down long. Développé. Bend your knees, slide the foot along the bottom leg, pull the knee into your chest, lift the leg up, flex the foot, and reach it down. So it's a longer inhale here, and then exhale all the way down. 1 more like that. And then once the heel touches, we reverse. Straight leg, flex foot, kick it up and high, point the foot, bend the knee, tap it to the thigh, and then slide the leg down, reach it long, longer, and lift. Point, bend, and exhale, pull the belly deep, sweep it away, and lift again. Point, bend, and exhale all the way forward and down. And now here, rond de jambe. So this is a circle. You bring the leg forward, rotate it up, circle it back, and then pull it through center. Really press your bottom leg into the ground. That's going to help you. Also, the longer you make your torso, the longer you make your legs, the more your connective tissue knits together, and that holds you secure against the weight of this leg moving. And now let's reverse. We take the leg back, we spiral it up, forward, around, and back through. Keep pulling the head away from the shoulders and the shoulders away from your head. 1 more circle. You rotate the leg in the air as you circle it through the space. And then here, let's just add 1 more to this. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch. You bring the foot in front of the opposite hip. The hand wraps through the legs, and you push the knee away. The bottom leg goes up, and then the bottom leg goes down. You lift it, and then you lower it. You lift it again, and you bring it to the ground. Now we're going to lift and hold it up and circle around 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it up and reverse, circling 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it up and lower it down. Good. Let's stretch the legs out. Lay onto your stomach for grasshopper. Overlap your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. And we're going to lift the legs from the glutes and clap. The knees are straight. You're lifting the legs and you're moving them back and forth from your upper thighs in order to move the heels together and apart. Forehead is dropped down, tailbone sinks between your legs. And 1 more breath. Lower your legs, press into your hands, come up, and sink back into child's pose if that's happy for your knees. Otherwise, lay on your back and fold your knees into your chest. Dive your head down, curl the tail under, get more stretch in your back. Push the mat away with your hands and feel that lengthen you out here through the armpit. And then you stack, you curl the tail down and you bring your body up, coming upright, and we're flipping over to the other side. Okay, so lay yourself down. Choose a position similar to what you did on the other side if you can. And you want to find, once you're on your side seam, you're going to pull that bottom elbow in towards your waistline. Pick up your top leg, we flex the foot and it glides forward, double beat there. You reach forward with the heel and back with the sits bone and then reach back And actually we were doing a triple beat on the last set, so we'll do that here. So going forward for 3 pulses, point the foot and go back for 3 pulses again. Never letting the foot fall to the ground or raise up. You're trying to keep it the same height from the floor as you bring it forward and back. By flexing the foot, you get a little stretch in the calf. And then come back to center, we lower the leg. So you rotate it externally, point, and you kick it up high, and you flex, and you bring it down long and low. The drawbridge lifts, and then it lowers. Do it once more, point up, and flex down. Now reverse, flex to bring it up, and point to stretch it away. Flex and lift, point and lengthen out. One more, flex up, and point down, développé. Bend the knee, slide it in. Knee to chest, lift the foot, flex, and push the straight leg away. Draw it in again. The knee lifts to the ceiling. You bring it up, you flex, and you push it down. One last one. You tap down and reverse. Straight leg, flex foot. Up it goes. Point the foot, bend the knee. Skate it down, reach it long. Flex and you lift. Point, bend, and exhale all the way forward and down. One more like that. Rond de jambe, big circles is next. The leg goes forward, up, around, back, and through center. Draw the largest circle you can in the air while keeping your body strong and stable on the ground. A circle, you rotate the leg on the socket. So you feel that work happening in the muscles all around the center axis of your leg. Reverse, go back. Spiral up, forward. It's a little externally rotated, and then it comes back to neutral. Keep pulling the head away from the shoulders and keep dropping the shoulders away from your neck and your head. One last one. Good. And then we did the figure 4 where you bring that leg up, the foot's in front of the opposite thigh. You hold it in with the hand and you bring the bottom leg up and then down. Lift the leg and lower it to the ground, and we bring it up again and down. When we're here and down to the ground. Lift and hold it up, and you circle around it up 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it up and reversing, circling here. Bring it up, and then down it goes. Stretch the other leg out, and then we can come on up to sitting. So I think we're going to come up to standing here for an exercise called wall. So come on up. Oh, you know what? Let me try standing on this. Not really any better. Lift it. Okay. So you'll start standing. You're going to lift the arms up to the ceiling. I actually run into my ceiling pretty close here. And then dive forward, looking down, your feet in parallel. You're going to come down with your body. Hang your head and let the arms just dangle here. So you're looking between your legs, and we'll circle the arms, small circles the size of an orange. You just drop your head, let it traction at your neck, and the arms very easy as they circle. This should also help your neck. We're kind of back where we started, thinking about ease in the neck, relaxation in the neck. Let the arms be quiet, circle them in the other direction. You could bend your knees if it feels like it's too much strain in the back of your legs, but without any effort at all, you'll find that you're getting closer and closer to the ground as the muscle stretches, the connective tissue lets go, and you're falling closer and closer to the floor without any effort at all. And then here, just let the arms rest. You'll bend your knees and think of your feet spreading, and then press down into the ground with your feet as you curl the tail under. You stack your spine. The arms gradually fall into your body. As you come up, you lift your head and you look straight across at the horizon. Take a deep breath in and then exhale it out. And we're good for class for today. Thank you. I should probably have done that on the floor and with a different camera angle, but we'll try that another time. All right, everyone. So there's no class next week. Be sure you look for the videos, right, that the wellness people are putting up for everyone's benefit, and do some of this, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, take care. If you have any questions, hang out and ask. And I'd love to do that with you if you have time. All right, everyone, happy holidays.
Thank you, Cathy. That was great.
Okay, that you feel better?
That helped. That helped great.
Thank you.
I'm so glad.